That is one thing. Okay, so once subscription will be created, we have to create our uh, shared resources, which we call in Azure language as landing zone, right? Which will be having our network, network policies, network firewall, network rules, right? And after that, we will be having on-premises connection, right? Point to site, any connection is there, or site to site connection is there, or express route connection is there. Those connection will be created first. That we call it landing zone, Azure landing zone. Landing zone is like where your all resources will land, right? Or maybe in that language you can say. So that's what is happening. So yes, I'll keep you updated once we are progressing, right? So that you will have one more lifetime project, right? Take a note of somewhere, okay, what we did step by step in some page, so that later on you will have one more real-time project to explain, right? Okay, let's get started. Uh, Migrate to DevOps. What all things are there in migrate to DevOps? Okay, what are Azure DevOps provided? So we have seen Azure boards, right? So again, if you wanted to give a definition, Azure DevOps is software as a service platform from Microsoft, provides an tool chain and developing software. Okay, it also integrates with most leading tool on the market, and it is excellent option for orchestrating a DevOps tool chain, right? So yes, there are options where you can add some new tool from marketplace, right? Let's say, and there are some tasks which is not there in your Azure DevOps. Okay, let's log into DevOps. Let's discuss. Don't miss the small thing. Okay, my previous project was on Azure Synapse. Okay, so if I'm going to cloud this is my project, right? Let's say I'm keeping a pipeline, and I want new pipeline. Classic editor is fine for me. This repository is also fine. Empty job. Okay. I wanted a task. Okay. It was for the data. Okay. So you can see Synapse Workspace deployment is there, right? It is not added. It's saying like get it for free, right? That is from marketplace. Okay. So there will be some task which will not be added to your Azure DevOps by itself, but you can get it from marketplace. Okay, again, it is for free. Okay, so if I wanted to add some task from marketplace, I have to either you can go from here or you can go to your organization, and from there you can go to marketplace. Okay, so I will say get it free. Okay, when I installed it, it was around 1200. Now it is 3000 downloaded. I have to select the organization where I wanted to add this task. I will say install. Synapse Workspace is basically data analysis thing is happening on there. Okay, we will have Spark pool, we will have notebooks and pipelines to analyze the data. Data processing will happen inside Synapse. Okay, you will have raw data in your data lake. From there, uh, developers will create, or data scientists or data analysis team will create some pipeline to get data in readable format, right? And then they will update that data to some Power BI or Tableau, and so many other tools are there, right? So they will do that. So now again, if I'm going here and let's refresh once, okay. We can say now my task is here, add, right? Already installed. Okay. So that's what, like, you can, if there is some task which is third party, this is basically managed by Microsoft itself, but there are so many tasks which is third party where you can install it from marketplace. Okay. So how to go to marketplace? You can go organization, just leave, go to organization setting. Most of the things you will get in setting, not most, everything you will get in settings only. Okay. Anyone is able to see marketplace? Right. I guess it is in extension. Okay. Yes. Inside extension, you can see which I have just installed, right? This is again, you can say third party from Microsoft, but they are not managing this inside Azure DevOps. You want to add something else, go to browse marketplace, and there are so many tools, Visual Studio Intelligent, something, code search, Azure DevOps, open, Azure Board, Microsoft, Scrum Genius, JFrog. These are some third party tasks, right, which you can install and take care. There is one task for test and feedback, right? We have seen there is one step in our pull request, right? Test the code and give the feedback. I can use this there, correct? And you can see number of download 131K, like 1,31,000 people already downloaded this task, right? Code search 1,72,000 people downloaded this code. So people are downloading, right? You can see how many people downloaded and they're using these all third-party tool also, right? It's not just we are using Microsoft-based tool, but yes, you can integrate other tools also, which is there in market. Okay, okay. Let's go back to our discussion. That's what it says. Like it is giving into in DevOps tools and for developing and deploying software. So if it is not there, you can also add it from marketplace. It has some integration also. DevOps, we have already gone through Azure boards, right? So what is board agile planning, work item tracking, visualization and reporting tool, pipeline, language platform, cloud diagnostic CI/CD platform supporting containers or Kubernetes also, provide cloud hosted private Git repository, right? What is Azure repository? Short answer, right? Azure artifacts, provide integrated package management with support for Maven, NPM, Python, and NuGet. We have not discussed artifact, but yes, it's again a repository for your package, right? Azure test plans, we have not gone through this. Provide an integrated plan and exploratory testing solution, right? So yes, it gives you all five details which were required, right? Like board where you can plan, then pipeline where you can execute, right? Repository where you will store code, artifact where we will store package or image, right? And then you are having test uh, to test the code. What if not? That's fine. Let's go to GitHub. So again, same thing, code space, right? Cloud space environment. So it's again same thing. Code space is your repository kind of thing only. If I'm going here, okay, let's go to repository in GitHub. Select any repository. Okay, if you go to code, it's the same thing, right? That we call it code space, right? So that's fine. Or repository is like a bigger term where you can have some more settings, right? Inside repository, you will have projects, you will have pull requests, you will have actions, like that is your pipeline here in case of GitHub. Okay, that's what here actions is allow creation of automated workflow. Okay, then packages again same artifacts, right? Security to provide code scanning review feature including automated code review. So they have added this instead of test, they have added security in GitHub, right? So mostly we have gone through. You can say the similarity, right? Just name changes, but work is same. If you are just going from Azure DevOps to GitHub, personal access token and all those things, how to like give access. Same thing here. Nothing to worry. Jira. So here you have to use Jira in GitHub if you are using board. If you wanted to like plan, migrate or integrate existing test management tool, not required. Design and license management strategy again not required. Leave it. Want to answer? Which of the following choice is not an Azure DevOps service or feature? Azure boards they are providing, Azure repository also they are providing, right?
Second.
Mhm. Second. Again, which of the following is the correct statement about Azure DevOps?
Third number.
Correct. So yes, Azure DevOps you can install in on-premises also. Okay, you can install Azure DevOps in your own virtual machine and you can use it. Okay, it's not like you have to use cloud version only. Okay, which of the following choice? Question number third. Azure DevOps service enterprise grade authentication support.
First one.
All three. Oh, we got all correct answers. We are going good, right? We have some knowledge. Correct. Oh, we wanted to discuss those. Okay, let's go back to this. What is that's it. This is done right. Introduction to source control we have done once, right? But again, I think there is a video on source control, but again, let's go through it. Okay. What is source control? What all different name we have for source control? We can call it as version control, right? We can call it as like GitHub or repository. So many things people calls, right? Call it like source control. Correct. Let's go through it. Introduction to source control. Right? You can think of it as essential practice every day. Versioning is a standard part of developer routine. Correct. So let's say versioning control. You are maintaining a new copy. You are maintaining different version of a same software, right? That's what version control it is, right? Or let's say today I build something, I will have a different number added to it, right? That version. So why version control is so important? Like any idea? Anyone wanted to take a chance? Why version control is so important?
Like
Yeah.
the developer day to day, they are developing some code, and there may be like different, like in a team, there three or four peoples are there. Like they're dividing the task to develop. So they have own repositories and they are merging the code and deploying. So there are different versions.
Okay, anyone else? I think Vishal was saying something.
Prakash, uh, the it may be the starting point for configuring any CI/CD
Mhm.
application.
Okay. Anyone else want to take a chance? We are talking about here about version control, right? So version control is basically so yes. What you are trying to say, Pawan? Little bit modification is required. Okay. Developer will work in same code space. Okay, they will not work separately. Okay, so it's
Yeah.
like
Okay.
all developers will work in developing only one application. Okay, they will not working on developing on their own. They will be contributing to the same application, and we have to maintain a version of that application or that code. Okay, where they are working. So version control is important. Let's say we have released a new version called 10. Okay,
Mhm.
and something goes wrong in that 10, it is not working correctly, we can
Yeah.
always go back to version 9.
y-
So
Yes, we
important.
can easily roll back.
That's correct. So rollback is one of the important part, right? So where you will be having multiple version of your application, working version of your application, right? So that's what it is basically. Okay, let's go. We'll again understand here only why it is required, right? Defining practice, DevOps fundamental practice, state of DevOps report. Okay, what is that? Let's see what report is. The decade of DevOps. Stuck in the middle. No, no. Registered for moped, high mind or no affiliates, cloud, 10 automation, correlated and with higher DevOps solution. Nothing to do. Okay. Wait. So nothing much to discuss here. Same whatever we have gone through, it's same thing here. So what is a source control? So a source control system or a version control system, right? Allow developers to collaborate, right? So all of them will work on the same on code and track changes, right? So that is the one more. Save your work and coordinate code changes across your team, right? Code source control is again essential for multi-developer projects, right? So these are the some terms here. Version control system, save a snapshot of your file, okay, so that you can review and roll back to any version of your code with ease, right? So let's say it's kind of a backup, right? Snapshot is backup, right? Where it's like an image where you can roll back, right? Also, it helps resolve conflict when merging contribution from multiple source, right? So we got two, three things here, right? Basically, it's a like rollback, and while resolving the conflict. So uh, there will be some conflict, right? So let's say Pawan is working on the same code and Vishal is also working on the same code, right? And they made changes to creating a keyboard. They have added something new. Both of their code are not same. Both of them made changes and they wanted to merge it. There will be conflict comes in picture where they will think, okay, which code to accept, right? Shall I go with Pawan code or shall I go with Vishal's code? That is a kind of conflict. So to resolve those conflicts, it will again help. Okay, we'll see conflict. We'll try to generate one conflict and we'll see. Don't worry. Okay. Hmm. So for most software teams, source code is repository of invaluable knowledge and understanding about the problem domain that developers have collected and refined. Again, too tough language. Just remember two things. It will help in rollback and resolving in conflict. If you are saying resolving conflict, if you say this word in interview, be ready with next question. How you resolve merge conflict. Okay. Source control product source code from catastrophe and casual degradation of human error and title unintended consequences. Again, the same thing which we have learned, but here you will get some technical terms, right? Or good English. So again, we know we keep multiple copies, right? We have already discussed, right? It will be maybe 10%, then 10 copies, right? Solve this problem by managing version code, but presenting you with a single version, right? Yeah, sometimes we used to keep multiple copies on our local, and we are using one copy. So that's what version control gives you one copy, but it is maintaining multiple copies of it. Okay. Okay. Please go through this again. There is nothing much to discuss, but yes, this pipeline we have created while we were discussing how to manage pull requests, right? So again, you can create some workflow, right? This is a kind of normal version control. Let's say this is a pipeline where you have version control, uh, and there is some code inside it, right? So if you're building it again, if you're going for a feedback, making any changes, and again uh, adding back to your version control, right? Unit test again, there is any feedback, you will do that, right? Again, deployment, you have any feedback, it will go back. Automation testing, anything is there, it will go back. Deploy to production, any feedback, it will go back. Right, developer, if there is any feedback or any changes required in the process of deployment of the code, what we will do? We will inform to developer, right? Or the tester will inform to developers, and they will make changes to the same code, right? To fix it. It's not like they are fixing in the production environment, right? They will be fixing it in development environment where build, unit test, deploy is happening, and same fixed code will be deployed to production. Even after deployment to production also, it will go back to, if there is any problem, it will go back to dev. It will be fixed there. Again, it has to build, test, deploy, automation testing, and whatever it is. Then again, go back to production. Okay, it's not like okay, there is some problem in production, we'll fix in production. We have to fix in dev first, then stage, then production. It has to follow the sequence. Okay, if you break the sequence, then we will be in trouble. Okay. Again, we have already discussed these things. Create workflow, what all options are there. Okay, work with versions, same thing. Okay, collaboration, multiple team member can work together. It will maintain history of changes. We have seen already this, right? What all changes has been made. If you go to DevOps, if you go to any repository, Vishal was making some changes, right? Let's see a repository. If I'm going to history, and let's say this is the second which he added on 29th of March, and then he added a readme on 20th. I wanted to see, okay, if I click on that, then we have option called compare. Okay, there is no compare here. Okay, let's go to repository. Okay, customer. Okay, let me add, let me edit this. So I will say paste edit. Okay, I'll commit. If this is not permitted, you must pull request. Okay, good. You have created some pull request. That is great. It has to be there. Okay, let's see if my repository is open. Storage CLI. Okay, let me edit first. Let's CLI. Commit. Okay, if you go to history, okay, and if you go to compare, you can see the changes, right? That's what that line should. It will show you the changes, what changes has been made, and it will make life very easier, right? Let's say two developers are there, they both are working in two different feature. One developer can see, okay, what changes Pawan has made, and then if Vishal is reviewing Pawan code, they can see, okay, what changes Pawan has made and Vishal has made, right? So it will show you, okay, what has been changed from previous commit. So it has just changed. I have added one line called test CLI. Okay. So those all things are very easy, right? If you are comparing it in our local, it will be very difficult, right? We have to go to one by one and see. Yeah, there are some tool also there where we can compare, like VS Code or Visual Studio, right? But again, we have to maintain multiple copies here, right? 1 minute, waiting on call. Hello. Okay. So that is also one of the benefit of source control. Mm, let's go back to this. Automated task. Time to generate consistent result, automated testing, code analysis, deployment when new version are saved in version control, right? Like automated CI/CD can be enabled, right? So again, this is common across all. Okay, reusability, you can use this code anywhere. Traceability, you can trace what all changes has been made. Manageability, efficiency not required for us. Let's go to best practice of source control, right? Small changes, do not commit personal files, update often the right before pushing to avoid merge conflict, right? So yeah, before merging any creating new pull request, first get latest updated from the main branch, right? So that the changes already made from main branch will be reflected to your local branch, and your changes will be added on top of that. Verify your code changes before posting it to repository, right? Pay close attention to commit messages, like give some clear commit messages, right? Link code changes to your work item, no matters your background or preferences, be the team player, follow. So that's all about our uh, code base or source control. Each of the following choice is not a benefit of source control. Which of the following choice is not a source control best practice?
Third,
Hmm. See, just now we have
manageable.
this. No, manageability is a part of benefit of source control. We have just discussed accountability, yeah, efficiency is between them. Which of the following choice is not best practice? It's easy. Yeah, yes, right. Let's go with this.
First
Let's.
one.
Okay, you want to go with this one? Manageability. Let's check answer.
गलत बोल ही दिए.
It will be accountability. Okay, manageability is option. Okay, source control is a practice of tracking the managing changes and code. Accountability is something not there in source control. So it's like practice of tracking and managing changes to the code. Okay.
No, but it will show, right, who has done the changes and all. So we can make that person accountable.
It works in ITI. It doesn't work here. That's why we have this all testing, peer review, pull request in place, right? So that we will not hold them accountable. We'll ask them, okay, how to manage. Agile work completely in different way. It's not like a blame game here. It's like collaborate and work. Okay.
And there is an option also in blame there.
Yes. So yes, if you don't have pull request, anyone can disrupt your code, right? That's why we are having this many features enabling, right? So there is before going there, only take measure, wear a helmet, wear gloves, add some footrest and all those things, so that if you're met with accident, you are safe. So that's what we are doing here, right? It's not okay. Once we fell down, then we'll say okay. This was problem of XYZ. The person who is coming from for like other side, he's took the wrong turn and all those things. You're not like you have to be ready. Okay? That's how it works. Yeah. So yeah, let's go. Understood little bit benefit of source control. Can you give at least 2 minutes of introduction on source control or 5 minutes of introduction on source control? What all
Yes,
things
sir.
we can do? Yes. So a small thing will add up for your selection. Okay. Great. Then let's continue to next module. Uh, Describe type of source control system. Want to go through this also? TFVC. You are working on TFVC, right? Team Foundation Version Control. Pawan, something went down on that, right? You say last week you were working on.
Yes.
That's correct, right? So that was the earlier version, right? Right now we have Git, correct?
Yeah,
Not,
correct.
yeah, yeah. So you can still see some of them are using TFVC. So many companies are using TFVC.
सर गिटी गिटी तो सोर्स कंट्रोल है ना.
गिट अभी आया, पहले TFVC था. ओके, तो
अच्छा अच्छा
earlier it was TFVC. There are benefits of both. Okay, so well, there are so many companies who are still using TFVC. Okay. So Git has added some advantage on TFVC. It has some more features. Okay. So basically, Git is distributed and TFVC is centralized. Okay. It's like that.
मतलब अगर उसमें सेंट्रलाइज मतलब अगर सर्वर गया तो पूरा गया.
So we can maintain backup for that. It's not like that. Centralized is like okay. Let's go through it. Okay. Understand distributed source control. Okay. Then we will understand the centralized. Okay. Please go through this. Committing means record difference in the central. Okay. What is the meaning of committing? It change to record the difference in the central system. Okay, that is committing, right? Whenever we are making any changes, we are committing to it, right? So if you are committing something, other program can also see the changes. Okay, only so they will be seeing the changes. That's what committing means, right? But when we are saving it in a local, in our local, any file, that is not committing, right? If you are using any version control system, or let's say VS Code or Visual Studio, in those options you are having commit, right? There save means commit, where you can see the changes. Okay, what you made. Also, it is possible to pull down the changes. Okay. Okay. Let's say you wanted to revoke. That's what pull down. Okay. Some of the common centralized version control system you heard about is Team Foundation and CVS and Subversion, right? Subversion is also there. Okay. For Force, CVS, and then TFVC. Okay. So a typical centralized source control workflow is, if you're working with centralized source control system, your workflow for adding a new feature or fixing bug in the project will usually look like something this. First, you have to get the latest changes other people have made from the central server, right? It is stored somewhere centrally. You get the changes every time you are working on new feature, right? Make your changes and sure they work correctly. Like check in your changes to the main server so that other programs can see them. So this is how it is for this. Maybe they have some more data there. This is distributed source control. Okay, there is one source control. You can create many, and then again you can go back and again submit it to it. Okay, there if there is some conflict, you have to resolve that conflict. If there is no conflict, you can add it very easily. So multiple people can work together and they can make the changes. That is basically the distributed source control. Okay, so cross-platform support, open source friendly code review, model viable requests, right? Complete offline support, portable history. Like portable history, like history will be on your local. So if you're making any changes, you can compare that. These all things you will feel when you start working on code. Okay, otherwise by theoretical it will be little bit vague, but yes, it's not that much tough also. At least we have gone through pulling some same thing they are discussing again and again. There is nothing much. Okay, this is centralized. Okay, so typically team members will have only one version of each file on their dev machine. Historical data are maintained only on the server, right? But in case of Git, historical data are also maintained in your local copy also, right? That's what distributed is, correct? Server workspace, right? Before making any changes, you have to check out files. Most operations require developers to connect to the server, right? This system help log workflow. Okay, other servers software that works this way include Visual Source Safe and others in their local workspace. Each team member copy the latest code base version with them, right? And work offline as needed. Okay. Developers check in their changes and resolve conflict as necessary. Another system that works in this in Suburban. So pull request and all other things are, I guess, not there in TFVC. I have not worked in that, but they have not mentioned it here, right? Those are some advantages of the Git. Distributed development team found function. This is how it works. Pull request. So yes, you can go through this and you can choose what you want. Please go through this document. There is nothing much to deal here. Okay. We are simply stretching our time on this code base. Understand objection to using code base. Describe working with it locally. Again, not required. So yes, initialization config not required. How to work with GitHub locally. Okay. How to create a branch. Okay. All those things. How to check out using code. We have done all this in portal, or you can say in GUI. You can do all those things using code also. Okay. Please go through this code also if you are going through. Easy question. Which of the following choice correctly describe your source control? If you have gone through, you can answer that. Which of the following choice is not benefit of using distributed version control? This is like this is a feature of TFVC. Okay. Which of the following
First,
choice is not? Yeah. Which of the
first
following
one
choice
with
is not
third.
benefit? Mm-hmm.
First question with third option.
Centralized version control system. Easily scale for large code database. Okay.
Which of the following choices isn't a benefit of using centralized version control? Easy scale, open source friendly code review model via pull request. Third wala.
No, second one. Pull request feature is not there in
File
your
file
TFVC.
locks का क्या मतलब है?
File lock is like see if it is there in your centralized, you can lock your files like that. Okay, distribution control support full offline versioning. It is cross platform and has a portable history. Okay, okay, this is distributed. Sorry, file locking is like, yeah, you can basically lock your file and prevent changes from any developers. That kind of features. Okay.
Okay, okay. Then
Anyone asking anything?
friendly code review model via pull request.
Please, uh, okay. Do we have more? Azure Repos and GitHub, we have already gone through this, right? We are not going through it. Only important topic is migrate from TFVC to Git. So Pawan, you can go to this if you wanted to migrate. Okay. Link GitHub to Azure DevOps board, introduction to GitHub, and all those things. We have already gone through this. We have started uh, we have checked it out, right? We have worked on them. Introduction, describe, work with Azure Repo and this. That's fine. Okay. We have completed one module. Get started on your DevOps transformation journey, right? So let's go back. Again, AG 400 certification. It will take 2-3 hours. If you're going through complete module, okay, please go through this. We have completed. It's not showing two module, but we have done it while doing the practice, right? We have already gone through different interface of Azure repository and GitHub. We have gone through a little bit, but yes, it works in same way. Okay, don't expand yourself in 2-3 tools now. Just try to focus on Azure DevOps first. Okay, then once you are in a company or in a project, you can start exploring. Okay, if you go into 3-4, then confusion will start. Okay, so work with Git for enterprise DevOps. Is it pull request and all those things? They are migrate Git branch workflows, collaborate with pull request. We have already discussed this. Identify technical debt, explore Git hooks, plan, foster inner source, manage Git repository. All of us know this, right? This is a new term which you are seeing, pull request. Pawan, how about you? Are you good in pull request and all those things? Do you know that?
Still haven't worked on it.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so let's discuss that term, pull request. Okay, right. So pull request basically how we are creating a pull request. Okay, let's first understand that. Let me see if they have any other picture. No, they don't. This is again same policy. Okay, this picture is there, right? So this is your main branch, right? This line, that is your main branch. Let's say, for example, and you wanted to add some new feature. Okay, so main branch, no one will work on main branch, right? What they will do? They will create a separate branch, okay, based on the code of your main branch, okay. So this new branch which you have created, it will have all the code which is there in your main branch, right? And on top of that, what you will do, you will add some changes to it, right, for the new feature, right? And once you made the changes, you will raise a pull request, right? So pull request is basically adding this branch or merging this branch back to the main branch, okay, from where you have created this. Okay, so let's say you took the code, it has ABC, you added it to D, like you have added a code D here, and then you said, okay, I want to merge this code to main branch, right? So that main branch will have ABCD, all four code, correct? So before adding it to main branch, you have to create a pull request, okay, and then few reviewers you can add who can review your code, okay, D is correct code or not, is it working or not. Then they will have some feedback. If there is some comment, they will make changes, okay, and then they will build it, everything, they will test it, like do some uh, few testing on that, okay, and then they will allow you to merge it to main branch. So main branch is your source of truth, okay. We will protect that main branch at any cost, okay. Will not allow anyone to make changes in main branch without review, without a pull request and all those things, right? So the pull request feature is available in Azure DevOps Repo or GitHub, okay, and it will allow you to protect your main branch basically. Okay, so let's say this changes has been made, you committed it, They will able to compare the changes. Okay, we'll see one creating one pull request. Okay, so this is what it is saying. It require minimum number of review. It comment resolution has to be removed. Okay, a work item has to be there, right? Like for what work item you are making this code changes d. So those all things has to be verified. As Akshadhar said, right? He said we have to put someone accountable. So why to think like that way? Just think, okay, we have to protect it. There should not be any situation where we have to keep someone accountable or put someone accountable. Okay, before that only, uh, have a security feature or policy in place which will prevent you reaching there where you have to put someone accountable. Okay, so that is the, these are the features, or you can say these are the policies. You can say branch policy require a minimum number of review. One more person will review his code, that code is correct or not, and then he will comment something. Okay, there are some changes in this, can you please look into this, and again developer A will make the changes. It has to be added to a work item, right? I cannot go there and I will say, okay, I wanted to add this feature by my own. It has to come from our product owner or manager or scrum master, or there has to be some work item linked to it. I cannot say, okay, I wanted to add some new features. Okay, so that's why a work item is required, so that developers are not doing their own code changes, right? Reviewer policy is required, allow requester to approve their own changes if you want. Usually this has to be unselected. It is like, okay, I'm making a pull request, I'm doing my on code review and I am approving it. Okay, so basically this has to be uh, unselected. I cannot approve my own changes. Okay, and we will create one more pull request while doing the some changes. We'll go through complete how it is working. Okay, while using Terraform and all, and you will see. Okay, so you can see you can use GitHub mobile for pull request changes. Okay, so basically, first of all, pull request is to safeguard your source of truth or main branch. Okay, and it will allow some more options for you to basically allow to merge safely to your main branch. Okay, in theory we'll not able to understand more, but yeah, in practical we'll able to understand more. Okay, want to go through knowledge check, right? I can see complete silence.
Second one.
That one,
Okay, this one, this is easy, right? We have seen, we can see setback, we can see policies are there, right?
it may be third, the second, third one.
Third one, okay.
Oh,
Branching policy,
branch
right?
policies. Yes, yes. It,
Great, all correct answers.
yeah, for
No.
first one. Oh, yes, yes. I
Why
was
do you
guessing
think these
that will
pull
be.
requests are commonly used by teams and organizations collaborating where everyone share a single repository and topic branches are used to develop feature and isolate changes? Okay, publish new changes from feature branch. No, no, we are not changing any. Okay, pull requests are used to publish new changes from feature branch into production branch and update the environment with the latest code version. This is the other way around they have given. Okay. So yeah, pull requests are commonly used by team organization collaborating where everyone share a single repository and topic branches. Topic branches, you can say feature branches, are used to develop feature and isolate changes. Okay, and that's when it happens. Okay, so that's all about pull request. We'll create pull request. Don't worry. We'll do one more. I think yes. Wherever we are making any changes to code, we'll do it with pull request only. Don't take more attention on that. Migrate to DevOps source control. Why am I putting that here? To work with GitHub for enterprise. Identify technical debt is nothing but like let's say you have lots of code already there. Okay, your team is already working in TFVC, right? So they will have lots of code there, right? So technical debt is like managing your existing code. That's it in layman term. Okay, nothing else. Technical debt is like okay, how we can manage existing code which is written already there in your TFVC source control system, how to manage them, how to add quality based on that, how to add security to those things. That is kind of technical depth. Okay. Mm, what is time? 9:12. Okay. Let's stop here. Again, we'll start tomorrow with the same. We have still few more, some more theoretical part pending. And again, or I want to ask one thing. Is it okay? Can you people go with theoretical? Can I just show you the practical? Because you are seeing, right, whatever things we are discussing here in theory, same thing we have done in practical already, right? Theory is required because you need language to answer in your interview. That's why I'm going through theory. Otherwise, there is no other benefits of going through theory. Yeah, some few points we have missed here and there, which we can cover, but almost 90% we'll cover in practical.
So practical, doing practical is much better.
Yeah, but we have to listen the team, not just you. What
Yes, yes,
everyone.
Vikas, it's okay.
Yeah, so see, link I have already given you, right? I am not like maintaining any documentation in my local. This is a Microsoft documentation, and we cannot make it much better than Microsoft, right? There are multiple developers, or you can say people are working just to create this document and this for you, right? This is kind of preparation for your DevOps, right? If I add something from my side, that will be again not work. So they are maintaining very good thing there. It's good to go with practical. You have seen, right, from 2 days we are going through just theory, and you have seen all of thing we have already completed in practical, correct? Pull request, or you say source control system, we have already seen. So here what you have learned about different benefit of source control system, right? You have learned that how and you have learned some technical terms, right? How to answer. You have already seen this, right? Implement continuous. Okay, deployment we have not seen. We have seen continuous integration. Okay, anyway, no problem. Let's go through it. Okay, we'll try to not go in complete details of documentation, but yes, few important topic we'll go through it. Okay, like pull request was an important topic, so we'll go through that. We'll not go through each and every module. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Any other questions you have? Yes, Akshay.
कुछ नहीं सर, मैं टेस्ट कर रहा था ये क्या होता है.
Okay, no problem. That's fine. I hope all of you have come till here, right? You have created some pipeline. You have created some resource using Azure CLI or any other PowerShell or Terraform.
I just tried the SQL one, so that's just I'm still working on it to create the pipeline.
Okay, no problem. Please, that's also is the one reason I'm going slow. I want everyone to be on same page so that you people are in same page, and you also uh, are doing practice when we are doing practical here, right? That's why we have reduced one day. We have given one day for like interview discussion also. So it's like only 4 days class and 3 days of practical, like that, right? Oh, that's
Yeah.
fine. We'll discuss some more term tomorrow uh, on this Azure DevOps, and we'll start practical again. Okay. So it's going a little bit boring in just going through this what you call theory. We'll go through theory also because that is also important. Otherwise, we will know the things, but we will not able to answer in interview because we will not have the correct terms or correct technical term for that, right? Okay. Let me stop recording and let's discuss if there is any question you people have.